The Bill Moran Podcast.
Oh, it's a reunion show today. We're so excited for this. Danny will tell us about the final gig of his band, but look who's here. Greg and Stephanie are here. Kevin is here.
Feels so good.
You know, I was very worried that Stephanie may not come back on the podcast because I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was episode 343. We titled it Rose City Surprise.
Oh, boy.
And it was after Greg was here and Kevin was here and Dan was here, and then this happened.
No.
But I have to address this.
Yeah.
Your ex-wife Stephanie has been a fixture on our podcast for a long time, and by the way, an amazing personality.
Yep.
Yeah, and really, really fantastic. And actually, I have some things that I haven't even released with Stephanie yet.
Oh, boy.
No. That sounds really gross and perverted. So when that happened, I will peel back the curtain here a little bit. After that, I called you the next day.
Yeah.
To say, hey, I don't want you to be surprised.
You actually called me at like midnight.
Oh, it was.
And you were a little bit buzzed.
I had texted you too.
Was it midnight?
It had nothing
Oh,
to do. It had nothing to do with the whole circumstances leading up to it. So we were going to do the podcast here,
Yes.
and
Jennifer's
Jennifer's
drunk again.
and Jennifer's cousin Nicole,
Uh-huh.
who they were doing a fundraiser at Tin Cup for the Equicenter. And so I said, hey, before we go on, how about we go over and have a drink to support Equicenter, see Nicole, and
Yep.
see the family, say hello. So we did that. While we were there, we ran into Sheriff Baxter. We ran into several others. We ran
But
into
Sheriff
Rich.
Baxter and Rich were
Hanging.
both bartenders. They were
And-
going to be celebrity bartenders together at the same time behind
Yeah.
the bar.
Double trouble.
So he came over and we started talking, and I wasn't sure, you know, what he really thought of all of us or anything. So I didn't know how this was going to go. And then
I would have shit if you didn't give me heads up.
yeah. Well, you know what? It was funny. It kind of hit me as I was putting the podcast together later that night, and I thought I need to call her and just let her know, because you know, you've been fantastic with us. We were doing a podcast separate from here with you and your friend, and maybe that'll come back. Who knows? And I thought, I don't want to do that. So I had this attack of conscience, and I called you, and you answered, and it was midnight. I totally forgot.
I'm a realtor. I'm always answering.
Well, it started at the
I
bar.
thought you might have needed a house.
Hey, I got kicked out. It's midnight.
She's got the red phone under the cake case like Batman. All of a sudden, I got a deal.
What was that?
This might be
It
a
started
lead.
at the bar because it was the day
Yeah.
things got traded,
Yes.
and you were doing
Yes,
question
it
and
was.
answer with people, and you asked him to do it,
I did ask him.
and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to come by, but from now somebody has said to me it was their fault that it happened, and that would be Mrs. Baxter. She did say that to me. She said, you know, the last time I saw her, she goes, by the way.
It's good. He's got a good personality.
He's a good personality,
Everybody loves him,
but I wanted to just say,
he's a
so
good
I was
fit for
worried.
this.
That was my thing, and I did. That's why I say peel back the curtain.
You know, and when you go through divorce and you go through breakups of relationships, and you have different paths because you have different circumstances in life, I can see why you and Rich were together, because he's got a good sense of humor.
Yes.
You've got a great sense of humor. You know, things ultimately change or
And
whatever.
we're both business-minded people.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And he was fun. It was entertaining. It was enlightening. And you're always entertaining and enlightening. So
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell you, though, when we were there and I saw him, I hadn't seen him since you and I had been on the podcast.
way.
And now I know Rich, but I don't know Rich. I know him because we go to events and you're in Gallup
Yes.
and all this other stuff. So I always want to be polite and hello, but I had never seen him since that. And you and I have, you know, we had some fun on the podcast. So I was like, you know, what is he going to think of me? And he was very cool about it. And
Yeah,
he
he
was
was.
like, and we were at the bar and he came and got me. He's like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, are you going to spit in my drink? And he goes, only if you ask for it, you know? And so, and it was, and that just kind of set the tone. And then, but I was surprised when he and Sheriff Baxter showed up,
Yeah.
but it was a great show.
It was a lot
lot
of fun, and but then I called you right away, and you did thank me. I forgot about it. I forgot that it was midnight, man. If you put a gun to my head, I would have thought for sure I waited till the next
You
day.
sound like you guys are having fun.
Oh, God, I
Midnight technically is the next day.
Yeah,
so
that is
you
true.
win-
Thank
you both win.
Thank you.
We were having fun.
In episode 63, Stephanie came in here. The title of this episode was The World of Stephanie Ide. And we learned about something that night. Greg was not here. But what we learned about upset Greg deeply. Like Greg was vehemently.
Really?
Oh yeah. He was.
I did not know
I
that.
was on fire.
Vehemently pissed off. This is from episode 63. Are we dating the same guy? Rochester. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where people are getting themselves in trouble. Are we dating the same guy? And then Stephanie says, there's a Rochester edition of this site.
Uh-huh.
So,
So I'm single. So if you know any good guys out there, call me.
now this is over a year ago. This,
Over a
by the
year
way, this
ago.
episode is from, I believe,
April.
April?
yeah, I think it was April.
No,
I think
but it's to
it might have
protect
been.
women
Is it
from
63? I'll
shitty
check it.
guys, and you won't believe how many cheaters are getting busted on here.
On this website.
So it's a Facebook group.
Okay.
Are we dating the same guy, Rochester? And people will put up a picture and they'll say T and or any red flags. And you don't want to just, you can't be mean like he's ugly.
Yeah.
You have to say facts. Like we dated, he love bombed me or he tried to rape me.
What is love?
Well, yeah, what's love
What's
bombing?
love
Oh, you
bombing?
don't know what that is?
No.
And they like call and text. I love you. We should get married. We have so much in common. You're like, whoa, buddy. It was like one date. You know, it's like slow down. It's called love bombing.
Guys do that?
Oh yeah.
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 They
Oh
do?
yeah.
Yeah.
Too much too fast.
I'm sure they do.
know
Danny
anybody
did
who
that. I've never love bombed.
I've seen guys on there that I've talked to.
I've crush bombed.
Wait, you've seen guys on this website that you've talked to, or
Yes, and I'm like,
guys?
oh, never mind. I got to backpedal off of this one. Yeah.
Okay. Any guys you've gone out with that you've seen on there?
Yeah.
Oh, you have.
Yes, and it was really sad. I will not mention any names, but I
want
really
me to,
like
Joe?
this guy. I'm not ready to date for like a year or so,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, because out of a divorce, and did a couple dates, and all of a sudden, his picture's on there, and this girl's like, we've been dating for like 6 months. Is anyone else? And I'm like, what? So I was
boy.
like, call me, and then sure enough, they
So hang on a second. Hang on, just time out. So you go on there,
Yeah.
and this woman says So what makes you suspicious? Obviously,
kinda
there's
suspicious.
a lack of trust.
And then I guess, well, I ended up talking to the guy because he's like, why did you ruin my life? I'm like, you're the one that dated me. Like, it got,
It got ugly.
you know who that is.
Yes, I do know who that is, but I didn't know it at the time that we
No.
were doing it, that we were talking about it. But I do know who that is. So Greg was really, really angry that this website or this Facebook page existed, and he
You
called
were
up.
on it.
He was on the Buffalo version,
And
and it turned out to be innocent.
it was bullshit. And I had no way to defend myself.
Yeah, but I thought it was an innocent
It
thing.
was
like-
completely innocent. So
Yeah.
I had a friend out in Buffalo who I'd been friends with for a while, and we went to lunch.
Right.
And it was a purely platonic thing. And so, like a week later, Jennifer said, hey, so, you're dating somebody in Buffalo. And I was like, no, I'm not. And she's like, well, you're on this website. Are you dating my boyfriend? And I'm like, I'm not dating anybody. And I'm like, who the hell? But I couldn't
You can't
respond.
get on there. No.
It had my picture and it had, is anybody dating him? And it was like, oh, I'm not
Did
dating.
people say, yeah?
No, nobody did. Well, when we came at the conversation, I was a friend of mine who lives in Buffalo, who's single, was like, Greg's a great guy. I've known Greg forever. You can trust him. He's a great dad, great family guy, great business guy. But if you expect him to move to Buffalo, he's not going to move to Buffalo because his kid's in high school still. But I was like, I had no way to defend myself. I had no idea who
It's
it was.
frustrating,
I had no
yeah.
idea who it was. I had to go back thinking, who could it be? And I finally thought back to it, and I was like, I went to lunch with a friend, and so I called her up and
First
asked
mistake.
her. Well, again, I didn't think anything of it. So, but I called her up and I asked her, hey, did you by any chance do this? And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, why?
Because she likes you.
Well, she was like, well, if you're dating someone, I wasn't going to pursue it. But if you weren't, then I was going to pursue it. And I was like, you should have just freaking asked me if I was dating someone. What do you think? I'm gonna lie to you? I'm like, I'm not that guy.
That's a perfect example why you think it's friends and she wants more.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know.
Is that
how to-
always the case with friends? Like
I
somebody
think
always wants something more, don't they?
90% of the time,
Yeah.
somebody wants to bang somebody in that.
Yeah.
Like it's strong.
And this is the other thing
percentage.
that this is a different side of it, but people, men have a reputation that they can't be friends with women to be a friend. Every guy
Right. That
wants
is true.
something.
Yes.
Every guy wants something.
But this is a case where
Or
a
the
woman
girl
wanted
wants
it.
something.
But I gotta tell you, I have friends. I have multiple friendships with women that I want. It's purely platonic.
Yeah.
One of my best friends of my entire life is a female from high school who I know each other from. We've been 5 years old, and we're still good friends. And it's like, you know,
Go ahead. Now, Stephanie did say
I have
on one of the
as well.
previous episodes.
I don't believe in it.
Yes, she doesn't like.
No friends of the
She does not
opposite
like
sex.
friends of the opposite sex. She did say that.
Unless there's like an exception.
Well, since 5 years old, you'd have to be an
That
exception.
would be.
Yeah, she hangs with the four of us.
I will tell you. I don't know if you're going to play something.
No, go ahead.
I will tell you. I have learned in the last several
That
months
chicks don't like it.
that if you're a guy in a relationship, you should not have friends who are women
Yeah.
that are
Attractive.
Single and attractive.
yeah.
Single.
Yeah.
Single, I think, is a
there's-
big deal.
That, and again, for me, I always looked at it as what
Single and working the circuit, Greg.
my problem was it was never an issue for me
Yes.
because I know who I am. I know that I have discipline. I know I have restraint.
then
I
he
know what
grew
I'm
his hair
interested
out.
in. But it doesn't always play that way. And so I would always think of that's a you problem. It's not a me problem.
Right.
Well, when you're in a relationship,
No, it's not.
it's not a me problem. It's a
You gotta think about how the girl feels, though.
yeah. Okay, Stephanie.
to.
So is this Facebook page, by the way?
Oh, I'm still on it.
What?
Just in case Mike ever shows up on there, I will see.
Wait, you go on?
Have I been on there?
No.
Okay.
No, but
No, but I
I'm on
was
it.
on it.
Thank God.
Oh yeah, I saw you on
I
it.
was on it, but I.
Were you?
Yeah, but nothing
I
came.
can't.
His radio
I have
pose.
to see if any of my guys that I know show up on
Yeah.
there.
If I showed up, would you call me?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
I
They're
think,
gonna like take me off.
I think I
definitely
asked
would let
you to
know.
look, or no, somebody else alerted me that I was on there, but
Just
there,
you.
there was not a lot.
It wasn't
Yeah,
anything.
there was nothing on there.
Yeah.
But so what happens with it? Is it worth it? Because it seems like it causes more problems. Because if you're dating, wouldn't it be that it would
It's
be
like
kind of
if you have access to find out if your guy's being shady, why would you not look?
No, I know, but if it's dating and not monogamous, it's just like, hey, we're dating, and so
Because
maybe
you want to find out. Like, what if you think you're just dating and you want to know, are they banging the town or
yeah.
just you?
So, but the thing is that I always have an intuition that you know. You may be in denial, but
Yes.
you know.
Well, see, this was my question, Greg, would be just by the mere fact that you're looking or asking on that page, isn't that a red flag enough? That
Yeah.
you're saying, like, don't you usually have a vibe with somebody as adults?
So I would never put his picture up there.
No,
or
no,
ask,
no,
but
no.
I just joined so you can kind of see.
Yes. Well, you that chick.
Yeah.
I was hot. That bothered me.
I know that was
really
very odd.
bothered. In fact,
as it should. I'd be frustrated.
and in fact, I remember after I listened to the episode,
God,
I texted you and I was like, "That's
I
bullshit."
called you and you're like, this is bullshit. He went all lawyer. He went all lawyer, man. He was ready to go.
I'm going to own Facebook.
and turn it into X squared.
Now, on March 26th, we had episode 76. It was Tequila Truth Serum, is what we called it.
boy.
And Stephanie wanted Greg to change his Google pic. And
Oh, that's right.
right, because she said she had Googled Greg.
Because I gave good advice.
Well, she said that she wanted you to have the longer hair picture than the
Right.
other one. And this came up because we were talking about Gwen Stefani, and Greg said, Gwen Stefani isn't my typical. She's not usual, but I find there's something about her that I really like. So Stephanie found the least attractive picture of Gwen Stefani on Google she could find, and she shows it to Greg, and this is what happened.
Stephanie would say, "You got to take care of that Google picture."
Yes. Everyone
be
needs
it.
a me.
I've heard of that.
You should open a consulting.
Yes.
Why not
Yes.
open a consulting?
Yes.
Wait, watch this.
I think he'd make more money doing that than selling real estate. No, not
No.
Not a show.
I know what he means. I know what he means. I know what he means. Like people want to feel valued and they want to look good and feel good.
Here we
And I
go.
think you could help people do that.
Yeah, try to. You know,
So,
what? You're
this
over.
is-
You're mansplaining. What you just made his own bed. Just leave it. This is, you know.
No, I deserve this.
But here we are, about a little more than a year ago, and you are one of the top 5 realtors in.
It was a couple Fridays ago. for individual realtors,
Yes,
I was in
individual.
the top 5.
In the top 5.
Yeah.
In the top 5.
Yeah.
That's a little less than, well, a
Greater
little over a
Rochester
year.
area.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave you the motivation to step up your game.
And just think if you were consulting, you'd be so much higher and more rich.
Right.
Well, I thought that was amazing because it's all the stuff that you're doing on social media that's really helping you out.
Yeah. I've been having fun with it.
Yes, you have.
You're getting a house.
I found it entertaining.
I did
Well,
too.
thank you.
I found it entertaining.
But you're killing it in the real estate
Yeah.
game.
And I'm making videos that are interesting or funny or goofy and just not boring and vanilla.
Yeah.
So
Well, there was one.
you are not boring and vanilla.
No,
not at all.
And I'm glad you're letting your personality show through.
That's what helps.
That's what
helps.
marketing is. It's genuine. It's sincere.
And we can go back to one of my favorite episodes with you. This was from April 23rd, episode 96. It's called Too Intense. And we learned Stephanie likes a challenge. Stephanie had quite the weekend.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? Yes, she did. This is
I had to move her home, and then I had to drive to get my car
No, you didn't.
on my bicycle.
Yeah, because I saw your story.
I thought it would be a good idea to bike to my car today.
You put it on social media.
I was laying on the
about that?
ground. People thought I was hurt. You okay? Those Turkill Hills are huge.
Yeah, they are. They're like straight up. They're all. I mean, they're.
Oh,
And I'm
really?
not a cardio girl. I'm a lifter. Like, that was intense.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
I was laying on the
This big hill and I'm hungover with a headache. And apparently, when your bike's down, you lay in the grass because you're tired. Everybody keeps asking me.
So wait a second. You went over to the side of the road and you just like
I had to
fell
lay,
over.
I had to lay. I'm hungover with like a migraine.
So why don't
I
you-
didn't
that's
have
the-
any water.
That sucks.
Why don't you Uber back to get your car?
Because
why?
I wanted the challenge.
I wanted.
I'm like, I can fucking do this.
I wanted the challenge.
Yeah.
I wanted. That's insane. It's insane.
I am insane.
That was
I
was
like to challenge myself. I can't help it.
that was a great episode because there was a whole story behind that.
Oh,
That was the guy that called you too intense. Do you remember this?
Was he?
Yes.
Was it that one?
That guy said to you all of a sudden you're like
Yeah.
he told you were too intense because we learned.
Well,
Greg.
Mac did too.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
he talked to me more and was like, she's great. Thanks,
Yes,
Mac.
yes, he did. He did. And I had that conversation with him too. Well, he came in. I remember that because he came in because you were still single at the time. You came in to Mulconry's. They told me the whole story. It was you and maybe it might have been you and Katie, but he said you and a friend. And like you were just holding court at the end of the bar, and there were all these guys and stuff. And
Yeah.
he's like staying on the outside. And then he got into an argument with you over something.
Yeah.
Speaking about arguments,
Yes.
do you remember when we did the episode at Mulconry's
Oh, my God.
when we were there?
The
and
15th anniversary. Was
no,
that
no,
it?
no, no,
Oh,
no.
God.
Last year
Yes.
when Stephanie ripped on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
That-
that, when I
that was
thought
the
you were
f-
trying to hit on me, but you were just yelling at me, and I was very confused?
I think that was the 15th anniversary one.
First of all, I wasn't trying to hit on her, but we were talking, and then it got into a debate.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't like to lose.
Yes. Yes.
And then she's like, if this is how you hit on women, I know why you're single.
It's because of Bill.
What did I
You said
do?
something. You're like, I think Greg came here just to see you.
Oh, I think I did. I said
he
that to
said
her.
it.
Oh,
he
dude,
planted the
Sarah,
seed. I
come
go,
on, man.
I go,
You're such an antagonist.
I go.
We call it shit stirring.
Oh my, yeah, he is a shit stirrer.
I go, he did? And I was like, I don't know if he was trying to hit on me, but he was like yelling at me.
Yes.
It was just like a debate, an intense lecture.
But we also learned that you write songs.
No.
So do you write songs for every guy after a breakup? No. Look, without
I've done
without
this is
being
my
funny.
second breakup song, and I've written 3 love songs.
Real
Well, look at this, Taylor
Wow.
Swift. You can make a lot of money.
I know some are pretty good, but then I've deleted them.
Why?
Why?
Them.
Oh, yeah.
Can you write a song about Greg?
You're such a smart
Why?
Why not?
Called the hair.
Either Greg or Bill. We don't care who.
Here, I'll read you the opening line.
All right,
Oh, here we
here's
go.
the opening line of
Oh,
Stephanie.
It's a
Now,
tease.
Is this a country song?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. There's cameras. I don't.
Should I stop it or can we keep going? All right.
Gave it too fast. I didn't hold back. I poured me real strong.
I really like
Poured
that
me
line.
real strong.
That is definitely a country song.
it
Give us some Hank Williams with that, Danny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you see, okay. So, could you read the line, please? Read the line.
I gave it too fast. I didn't hold back. I poured me real strong.
you want Hank Williams Sr. or Hank Williams Jr.?
Oh,
Dealer's choice.
this is so
I
embarrassing.
gave it too fast. What was the next
I
one?
didn't hold back.
I didn't hold back.
I poured me real strong.
I pour me real strong because I know what I want when I want it.
Well,
so
now we see why he
bad.
doesn't have a band anymore.
You're already this far in. You got to go the whole fucking way. Come on.
My life's gonna have to move after that.
Well, you don't have to move. Oh, I thought Kevin said something.
Uh-huh.
Not at all. You don't think that.
I'm like tearing up
Well,
of like embarrassment and laughter.
Wow.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Laughter
And I
is the
said,
best.
now I fell real deep, but that's a problem because it didn't last long.
Now I felt real deep
Take that a couple of different ways.
because
Kevin
it
says
didn't
doesn't
last
go deep.
long. And now I'm smoking this bong all night long.
Songwriter, though.
Yes. Okay. So you write these lyrics.
Yes.
And
it's
then-
like a.
And this was
Right.
all pre-Mike.
Release.
That was pre-Mike.
Pre-Mike.
Well,
Pre-Mike.
pre-Mike. This is all
PM.
pre-Mike. You
PM.
like to write a letter and never
PM.
send it.
But now I write
Right,
songs
that-
about houses. I took that energy and put it to good
Well,
use.
Yeah.
you don't need to write songs about exes because you're still with Mike.
Right. It's been a year.
I remember when we were on the episode before she started dating Mike. We were here on Sunday,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, it was like on Monday or Tuesday, she met Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then everything changed.
We're getting to that because.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
see.
no. That's fine. Because that's where we're heading, and then because I think they just had their 1 year anniversary
May
this
1st.
this weekend.
1 year.
Congratulations.
We compared you dating. There was a attack of a rabid fox in Brighton.
Oh my God.
And we pulled the story too. There was one in Ithaca, and we compared dating Stephanie to a rabid fox. You're like a rabid fox in Brighton. You get a hold, it can't shake you off.
All of a sudden
That's what it is. It's like this story right here.
No one's going to date me after this.
I thought it would be a good idea to bike to my car today. Oh my God. I'm dying.
Did you get inspiration for the song about half an hour
You're
ago?
about to see something truly terrifying.
Stephanie eyed on a date.
That's a fox sneaking up on a woman in her front yard. From this angle, you can see the attack.
She sneaks up on a guy unsuspecting in his front yard.
She kicks the fox over and over, but the animal keeps coming back.
Stephanie just keeps coming back.
Gotta edit that to be cougar.
Keeps biting her legs and scratching her arms.
She's biting and scratching. She loves tequila. The smell of tequila is making him sick.
As she tries to break free.
So we had fun, Stephanie, and here it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah. A news reporter on National Geographic.
Oh
Here's
my
Stephanie in her natural
I
environment.
think that was the story from Ithaca, but they
No, it
did
is.
it on.
But it could have
like,
been-
No, I think they did it in like.
You could do a National Geographic.
Yeah,
about
very similar to that.
Stephanie
but I
Hyde
forget
in her natural
where
environment. She
where
walks
that
in the
came
bar
from.
and pours tequila.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Now, we'll take a moment. When we come back, we'll have Stephanie telling people how to keep a man, and then we learn about the Mike thing, but the whole story is great because you're right, Greg. It was a Monday night that they met.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how this all went down. Like, we couldn't believe it. We're
And
sitting
we
here going,
reenacted it a year later. The same place.
That is true
I
romantic.
wore
Okay.
the same
All the way down to the
outfit.
we want to know if Greg would do the same thing if it lasted.
Absolutely.
Would he, wait, would you?
No.
Oh.
Would I do the same thing? What?
Well, reenact.
Reenact your
I've
first
tried to
date.
reenact.
Stephanie Hyde.
I forgot.
He's almost writing songs.
We'll get to all that next, but first.